we kind of got interrupted from working on the brake job on that road tractor. These guys are hauling manure. Apparently the Western Star has a coolant leak of some kind. That's all the information I got. Looks like it. No, I don't think that mark on the road there is from him. But it could be. Looks like he's right up the road here. So we're going to investigate this. We just put a radiator in this truck back in like May, I think it was. So I'm hoping that it is a hose. Looks like Jared is here looking it over. So we'll go and see what kind of a situation we got here. One of them things where it might need coolant before we can figure out where it's exactly coming from. Can you tell where it's coming from?
Down below. Yeah, I think the radiator's blown. This is the stuff that's coming out. I caught it. I don't know.
What's it smell like?
Coolant.
Smells like coolant? Yeah.
That was just weird. Really came on the hell and then check engine light came on, and that's when I pulled over.
Take this cover off.
It's not this bottom hose, is it?
That's on the wrong side.
Yeah, but is it going that way?
Maybe it's running over to there.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Huh. Alright, it's looking like this has a hole in the radiator, and they're going to offload. We'll get some coolant on it so we can get it off the road. And yeah, we'll be back at you in a minute here. Well, we're offloading so that it'll make this lighter to go up the hill, and the engine won't have to work so hard, and it won't get as hot. I'm going to take the radiator out in the field, and I'll talk to these guys and let's talk here in a minute. Alright, so we'll show you what we have found, but the intercooler is what caused the problem here. Brand new radiator, and we had the intercooler fixed before as well. So we'll get this dug out of here. Show you what we've got. I don't know if it'll. Yeah, it's pushed right off. You get your side. Alright, so there's our radiator right there. And this goddamn thing here broke out here. This whole section. And we had it fixed on the bottom here. And I guess I should have just bought a brand new intercooler. Well, we'll get this out of there the rest of the way, I guess. So we're gonna need a new intercooler. And we're gonna have to see if we can get that radiator repaired, but that damn intercooler chafed across that son of a gun. Yeah, perfect. Watch yourself. I don't know what's going to happen here. Whoa, what the hell was that? What was that?
Well, I was taking the bolt and you lift it up and went out of my hand.
Should be good there now. All right, we'll get this out of there. Alright, Sarah was on a parts run. She went to pick up a rim for the grain drill. She was on her way back through. Just pulled in now. She's going to take that out to Liberty Radiator to get fixed. And then we gotta catch it on the way down. All right, so we're gonna get an intercooler tomorrow, and then we've just got to wait for the radiator to get fixed. So, all right, probably didn't even need the barrels. We go to put it back together. The strap's the easiest. Yeah. I know. Remember that height. Well, back to the shop we go. All right, we are back to the shop, and we've got our piece of scrap metal in the scrap metal pile. Now, we put the radiator in that truck. Jason had said something about the bottom part of this intercooler was broke off of one side. So we sent it over to a radiator repair shop, and they fixed it. Well, what I did not know was they cut this, I don't know, these 3 or 4 sections out, 3. They cut them, cut both sides, and then welded the ends in. You can see that right here, so that the intercooler wouldn't leak. And then that was their fix. Welded the piece back on there, but the problem is that piece was flexing on that little thin piece of crap that's on the bottom. It broke out, and then that floated against the radiator and wore a hole in it. So this is what I get to do. I get to buy a radiator. I get to pay for the repairs on this. Then I get to buy a new intercooler. Now I get to pay the repairs on the radiator. I'd have been better off being told that, hey, this intercooler is not worth fixing. Buy a new one. But I, of course, didn't see it exactly myself. One of the other guys put this back together, or put this together, and I didn't know how that was fixed like that. Oh, well. So, we've got to head to the chopper now, right? Yeah. And we'll have to get back on this project another time, so.
Yeah, you've been taking long enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Too many interruptions. So, well, that's going to do it for this one, right, Bob? How was school?
Not good.
Not good? No? Because you can't even keep management eyes on us because they won't let you use your cell phone.
Yeah, ain't
That's a
that
bunch
bullshit?
of that's a bunch of bullshit. Oh well, we're gonna have to talk with them guys. So, all right, it's gonna do it. right side. Is it tight? How's that? Gonna make it?
Yeah, go down with it a little down.
Now? Yeah, I can go over a little bit. Can we go the other way? That'll work?
That should right through.
Now I'm tight on the other side now. How's that? Try it.
Gotta go down a little bit.
Down.
Down a little. Now go in.
Oh, it's really close. Me go in some more? Yeah, you can come in more. All right, so we are several days later here, and what we have is a new intercooler that's in that big cardboard box, and we've got a new radiator. So I don't remember if I filmed this already or not, and if I did, I'm gonna delete it. But what had happened with this intercooler, we had replaced this radiator back earlier on in the spring. And one of the guys that did the radiator job, he said, oh boy, this intercooler, the bracket on the bottom is mucho cracked. Well, I thought that's where the intercooler mounted to the radiator. Well, the intercooler mounts on the outside. So I said, well, we might as well send that over to a radiator shop, have it fixed. Well, they could have just cut this right off. This guy here, they could have, it didn't need to be on there. So in order for them to fix it, in order for them to weld it, they ended up cutting these three cores, or whatever the heck you call it, out. They cut it on both sides. They cut that out so that they could weld this in. And that's what they did. Well, it broke again, and when it broke, this guy here was vibrating against the radiator. Well, it's this side here. It just did this against the radiator. And when it did that, they said there was over 30 holes in the radiator. So I had to buy another new radiator. So that's what's on the top. So we've got a few $1,000s in the back of the service truck. And we're getting coolant loaded up now, and we are going to go over and get this installed. I should have just bought a new intercooler. Did you throw out that jug that had a hole in it?
Yeah.
I should have just threw out that intercooler, or I should have bought a new intercooler back in the spring, or not had that bottom portion fixed. So we're going to load up coolant here, and we're going to get over where that Western Star is parked, and we're going to get that back together. These videos are kind of mixed up and matched up here and whatever. So when we started this project, we only had chopped a little bit of fourth cutting. By the time you see this video, we have since got done. We just got done with fourth cutting here a few minutes ago. So you're seeing this video, the first part, just getting started on fourth, and then just getting finished with fourth here at the same time. So we're going to get over to where that truck is parked, and we'll get this in there. Well, we are here on location. You'll see we have this hay cleaned up here. I don't think this was even cut when we came here the other day. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the crane. We ended up having Whitaker bring over some barrels. Well, I think that'll still work. We didn't have the barrels here when we did this job to set the hood on, because the cables are unhooked from the hood, but we used the crane with a strap going from the tow hook, which we could still do that, so that we're not, well, we'll see how we make out. But at any rate, we've got to get everything unloaded here, and yeah. Well, what do you think? Do you think that'll make the barrels? Yeah, that's good. So we can, yeah, that'll work fine. We could shut the truck off, and we're going to replace these cables too. This one on this right hand side was frayed quite a bit, and I think what we'll do is we'll set the intercooler in here now, and then put the radiator in, so that we haven't got to finagle this intercooler between the radiator. This should go together really quickly here. So let's go ahead and get this started. That clamp ended up on the old radiator, so good thing we bought a new one with us. So this hose here is the one that, was it this one? Yeah, this one's got a spot in it. We need to replace that one. Yeah, so we'll get after it here. It's a lot of packaging material there, Bob. So you're gonna have more power now, I would think.
I hope so. Gotta put some new stacks on it.
Yeah.
That does look bigger than the last one.
You think so?
It looks a little beefier.
Well,
Don't it?
yeah. I don't know.
What's the last one just so?
Yeah. Why don't you grab it, and then I'll jump down. Let's lay that up in the hood.
Let's see.
This way, right?
I think so. Go on the other side.
There. I think we're ready to slam that intercooler in there. We better get our fasteners, so.
Probably should
What's that?
get this back so we can
What do you want to do?
slide this back so I can tighten this so it doesn't move.
What do you want to tighten?
The whole radiator.
The bottoms?
Yeah, because it's got to be slid back.
Okay. Alright, I don't know.
Okay, that should be good there.
Okay.
Are you able to put that? You probably want to put that on.
Yeah, we better get this on, I guess. Alright. I gotta grab a clamp. Let's have something in that pail there. Alright. Ah, crap.
What?
Shroud. Fan shroud. Yeah, I think we didn't put the fan shroud on. I think we can slide this forward and drop it down, and we just gotta take our support bolts out. Hose clamp. You got all your hose clamps?
Yeah, all mine
No, I must have took that hose clamp.
Must be, you
I
took
must
it
have
off.
pulled it off the radiator. Yeah, I did.
are on.
You son of a gun. I don't know if you want to hold it back some. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I think I got this hose back too far. You got your bottom ones tight?
Yeah, that's tight.
Okay. I gotta loosen up this back one, then I gotta pull it. Yeah, it might pull off hard. I got it back too far. I think it wants to be like right there. Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, right here.
Okay, I can wait. I'm gonna wait to tighten that up. You're gonna have to remind me to do that.
Yep.
Uh,
I'm gonna tighten the bottom.
well, why don't we put that bolt in, and then I've got something going on over here. Well, we could get our 2 bolts in, and then I've got something with a bracket for this. Well, no.
No, you had
No,
two together.
these both go together. Okay. You good?
Yeah, mine's on.
Alright, we tighten these top ones up, and then you can have at the bottom.
Yeah, sure.
You got 15 16er. You can run the impact. Well, this job is just about wrapped up. Getting the coolant in there, and so far no leaks anyways, but we won't know until we get it running. But we have to wait to put the condenser in. What do you think? More? We gotta wait to put the condenser in because we don't have the correct mounts for it. And somehow the last guy that did this job lost all the fasteners, the correct fasteners. And he just had bolts and nuts wedged in there, and that's not correct. So we'll get the coolant topped off and we'll get it running. And get it out of here. Well, he's got this full. We'll let it run. There's the phone. I think the guys are done covering bunks, so I better answer that. Hello? How's it going? Well, this is all aired up, and we are going to, we've got a little bit of manure on this from when we offloaded here the other day. So what he's going to do is he's going to agitate what's on there and then he'll field spread it right on this field here. Okay, we're gonna get back to the farm, and that is gonna be it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you at the next one.